Constantino,
¿Qué huele?
pound for pound.
Little Giant Boxing.
We're here with Omayra Figueroa, the nutritionist of Omar Figueroa, and you're helping him get ready for this big fight, comeback fight against Adrien Broner. Omayra, what goes into proper nutrition?
Well, this is actually the first training camp that Omar does with us. So we usually have been working with Brandon for a couple of his fights already. And this is the first time that Omar joins us. So with him, it's a little bit different because he was only like 10 pounds over his weight. Mm-hmm. So he's able to be a little more lenient with his food, get a little more protein, a little more carbs, versus Brandon, who was a lot higher than his actual weight. So with Brandon, it was like we had to cut protein way before his fight, and with Omar, it's a little bit easier when it comes to the nutrition. He's able to eat a lot more and things like that. Yeah.
Okay. Now I had the pleasure to watch Omar train yesterday. He did about 20 rounds in the boxing gym. He looks in great shape. He looks ripped. How'd you get him like that?
Well, I actually started working with Omar back home, like way before we even came over here to start preparing for a fight. You know, he had a big layover. So he was like, I need to start, working out, doing something, because Omar, when he was like an off season, he wouldn't work out at all. He wouldn't run, he wouldn't train, he wouldn't do anything. He would literally just rest. So we started back at our gym at home, and I started helping him out with like his strength and his conditioning and kind of getting his body back to, he's older now. It's a little bit harder, especially when you take a big break like that. So we started way before working on that, his strength, his conditioning, and everything else. And then once we got over here, we brought one of the trainers from Argentina, Federico. He's amazing. And he kind of took over and just really helped prepare him for his fight.
As far as the strength and conditioning part, correct?
Yes, correct. And he's also been helping us lately with his diet as well. Yeah.
Omayra, how does it feel to come from a family of just fighters? Obviously, now you're playing a role in that.
Yeah.
Are you always on edge? How does that make you feel?
To be honest, I've been around boxing pretty much all my life. Omar started boxing at 6. I've been to all his fights, sparring sessions, everything having to do with boxing, I'm there. I love boxing, it's my favorite sport. And then obviously when Brandon started too, that's just like 2 brothers now. I feel like the stress is like ×2. Everything now is ×2. I get really nervous. I think I get a little more nervous with Brandon just because he's my younger brother. Like I see him as my baby. And I work with him a lot more than with Omar. I feel like Omar's my older brother. Like he got it. He's good, But I do get really stressed, really nervous. I stop eating. I don't sleep. Like 2 weeks before the fight.
Really?
Like for Brandon's fight, I was going through some personal stuff as well. But I was just getting 2-3 hours of sleep every night. Like I wouldn't eat. I just get really stressed out and really nervous. I don't know how to prevent myself from feeling like that.
And what do you do when you're watching the fight?
I'm just like this, biting my nails. I get really, and I kind of don't want to see, but I want to see, And once I see, okay, Brandon's doing good. Like the guy already hit him with the strongest punch, and he's okay. Then that's when I'm able to relax a little bit. Yeah.
All right. And as far as Omar fighting Adrien Broner, what do you think about the fight?
That's gonna be a really tough fight, especially because I feel like Omar has been dealing a lot with his mental health, and that's what really worries me, his mental health. I don't want for nothing to go wrong with this fight, and then for him to come out of the fight and for him to be worse mentally. I really, really hope that everything goes as planned. He's been busting his ass, training. He's been looking really good, but we don't underestimate Adrien Broner. Even though people say oh, he's been slacking or he's been partying or he's been this, it doesn't matter. You don't know what Broner we're gonna get, so you have to prepare for the best version of Adrien Broner. So I guess we'll find out August 20th.
Yeah, I'll be there. And Omayra, we can talk about it if you want, or now we can change topics. But going back to mental health and Omar Figueroa, as you know, there's been a lot of fighters coming out, like Ryan Garcia just recently, and I'm sure others who are you don't want to get off your chest. What do you say about that? What's your thoughts on that?
I really feel like people nowadays just need to be transparent. They need to speak up, and I don't want to talk about. It's because recently I had one of my best. I guess you can say he was a member of my family too. he was dealing with that, and he ended it in the worst way possible. So I feel like that really hit me, and like I messaged all my brothers telling them like, if you guys ever need anything, like I'm here. You guys can always talk to me. And I feel like that's what brings us so close to each other, because we've always been so open. Like Omar too. Just earlier today, I don't know if you saw, he gave me like a hug.
A big hug.
Yeah, we have a thing where we give each other like a minute hugs to release like oxytocin. It's like a happy hormone in your body.
And a level stress.
Exactly. So that's the way that we cope as a family. And Omar started that. Like he'll just be like, all right, who's gonna give me some? Like you or my mom. And sometimes I'm like, I need it too, you know? So we'll just hug each other for a whole minute, tell each other nice things. Kind of, if I have that good energy, give that to him if he needs it at the moment, you know? But I feel like mental health is something that you can't be shy or embarrassed about. Like no matter what you're going through, I feel like there's always a way out. There's always people that love and care for you, and there's reasons to keep going. So I'm glad that Omar is way better now than how he was before, and he's gotten a lot closer to his family, and I think that's what's really helped him. So I'm glad that these boxers are, you know, speaking up about it, because I feel like they're big influencers and they can really motivate others to do the same. So I'm happy that that's happening.
And then the day I bumped into you and your beautiful family, I spoke to Omar and told me like he was diagnosed with like PTSD and like some pretty heavy stuff.
Yeah.
So how have the family been reacting and helping him navigate through all that?
Well, Omar found out about his diagnosis maybe like a year or two ago, and honestly it explains a lot, because Omar was not a normal kid. Like I tell him, like, you took everybody's talent. Like you left us with nothing. Like he was good at video games, he was good in art, he was good in baseball, he was good in football, he was good in soccer, obviously boxing. Swimming, he broke records. Like even if we would go to like main event and play like an arcade, he would get the highest record, or he would get all the prizes. I'm like, he was just so gifted. So I don't know, like Omar just always had that. Like whatever he would do, he was good at. Didn't matter. Even school, he graduated like with a freaking scholarship, and like he was so smart.
All while being a fighter.
Yeah, all by still doing boxing. And then he finally chose boxing instead of that. But we had a really rough childhood, and I feel like since Omar and I are only 2 years apart, we got to see like the worst of it growing up. And I think my dad was really tough on him. I didn't really get much of that because I was a girl. My dad had all this attention on Omar. So I feel like he was the one that really got the worst of my dad, and that has really affected him. And I feel like now finally he's able to open up and talk about it, and you know, we all try to remind him of all the good times he had too when he was a kid, because for some reason he forgot all the good things and he's just focused on all the bad things, you know. But I mean, that's part of the process of kind of like overcoming it. I know he's gone to see like a psychologist and you know, all of that. So I'm just glad that he's taken action, and now that he knows what he has, that has helped him, because now he realizes like, oh, that makes sense now, like I have this or I have that, you know. I haven't gone, maybe I have something too, who knows, right? But I've always been more of like a positive, happy, try to keep my mind occupied. That's the way that I deal. Like working out for me is therapeutic. Like that's the way that I deal with things that I go through mentally. Like we all have our demons, you know, we all have our problems. So it's just kind of finding something that like you kind of, how do I say, like overcome it in a way and like just cope with it.
Okay, and Omayra, segueing a little bit, obviously not only a nutritionist, but you're also like a fit influencer as well, to my knowledge, right?
I guess you can say that. I mean, I just like to work out, post some of my workouts, motivate people, be inspiring in a positive way, make people's day if I can, just be myself.
But you're pretty fit. Like I can tell, like you work out and you eat healthy, like year round, to my knowledge, right?
Yeah, I love working out. I love eating healthy. Yeah, I mean, I like eating bad too, but I always try to find a balance. Like it's just, to me, it's not like, oh, I'm trying to look good for this event or for this occasion. Like to me, it's like, this is my lifestyle. Like I love being active, outdoorsy, going on hikes, going on runs. Like that's just the way that I am.
Omayra, talk about some of the brands that you would love to collaborate with or work with.
Any fitness brand, to be honest. Like I love Gymshark, I love Navigation, I love Alphalete, Airy by American Eagle. I always shop there. Boxraw, I love Boxraw as well. So any of those brands, honestly, like I love. I'm in gym clothes like 95% of my time. I hardly like go out anywhere, and when I do, I mean, I try to dress up, but most of the time I'm in gym clothes, so that's all that I have in my closet.
So what do you tell those brands if they're watching, if they're listening?
I'm available.
Slide in those DMs, reach out to you.
Yeah, I would love to represent the brand. I love what each one of those brands stands for, and I feel like I would be a good fit.
Good candidate. And where can we follow you on social media?
So right now, I'm a little just more active on my Instagram, Omayra Leon. That's where I'll be a little more active. I don't really use Snap or Facebook or any of that.
Twitter or...
No, I don't. I have a Twitter. I haven't even opened it in like years. So I know I need to get more into that.
Check the tweets. All right, cool. So if they want to reach out to you through Instagram?
Through Instagram. I have my email on there too. If they want to like email me, it should be on my Instagram, like my bio.
Okay, and last, Omayra, anything you want to get off your chest or tell the people anything about you?
No, just thank you for always supporting Team Figueroa. I really, really appreciate it. We have a really good set of supporters, especially coming from like a Mexican, fan base. I feel like
the
956. I feel like they're like ride or die supporters, so we really, really appreciate it. I have people that have been following me for years and my family for years and have always shown up and are always really nice and sweet and supportive and positive, with their feedback, and I love that. So just thanks to them. We wouldn't be here if it wasn't for the fans, so we really appreciate it.
Thank you so much for your time, Omar. Appreciate it.
Thank you.